Hey y'all, it's Ellis, and I'm glad to be with you today. Give me just 1 second to be sure I've got all the notifications off on my computer, and then we will get started here in a moment. All right. So get yourself set up today with your chair and maybe with a little bit of room on either side of the chair. We're going to do a bit more of a dynamic standing flow today, still utilizing our chair. And as always in my classes, I do like to have blocks, bring the ground a little closer so that my feet can rest on the ground, but that might not be an issue for you. And as we get settled in, as we start to arrive on our seats for our practice today, as always, my reminder is to create a container for this experience that is without distraction. And so, in plain English, turn off your phone and your smartwatches and shut the door and gift yourself this next half hour, 45 minutes or so without distraction, without needing to multitask or micromanage your time and attention. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So make your way to a tall, supported seat. You can have your low back against the back of your chair, but the mid back and upper back are floating freely such that your vertebra stacks one on top of the other, following the free natural curves of the spine. Feel your feet on the ground. And let your arms come out along the sides and shake out the hands, the elbows, the wrists a bit, just so they're super loose, just like chains hanging off of your shoulders. We'll start with a little bit of breath work and then we'll move into the body. So let's breathe in together and shrug the shoulders up into the ears. Hold the breath. Exhale forcefully out the mouth and release the arms. 3 more times like that. Breathe in. Exhale. Again. Last time. Exhale. Good. Turn your palms to face forward and then spread the fingers wide. Find that just a little bit of tension through the hands as you straighten and spread the fingers. And imagine that that tension sensation in your hands is your awareness. And we're going to travel that awareness up the arms. So feel how when you spread the fingers and truly extend the wrists, there's even a little bit of sensation in the forearms. Straighten the arms. So you might find a little sensation in the back of the upper arms. Shoulders will move up, together, and back. And so then you find a squeeze of the scapula of the shoulder blades towards one another as the chest lifts a bit, and we're still breathing. Close down the eyes. Tadasana, mountain pose, here in our seats. We find an even weight through the feet, all 10 toes on the ground, the front, back, side to side of our feet. We have the two bones of our lower legs stacked over our ankles. And then moving straight back, parallel-ish to the ground, we've got our great big femur bones moving back from the knees and plugging into the hip socket. From this wide, stable base of our hips, a long, light, floaty torso. And the head and neck are stacked right on top, neutral, without too much effort. Feel the sensation on the fronts of your palms, still staying active through the fingertips. Maybe there's even a little tingling hint of awareness in the hands. 3 more breaths exactly as you are. Good. You can release your hands down into your lap and open your eyes. Scoot yourself a little bit forward into your chair so that you can take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. So I've got my hands interlaced and I'm going to reach the knuckles down. It's okay if your elbows don't get straight, but I want you to really squeeze the shoulder blades together and press the knuckles down. Let the chin roll into the throat and pause there. Let the head be heavy and relaxed while you continue to press the knuckles down past your tailbone. Two more breaths, just as you are. Feel a lengthening from where the muscles attach at the base of your skull down between your shoulder blades. Good. Bring your chin up through neutral. Keep the clasp in your hands and bring them to your left hip. So yours might look a bit different than me, but I've got my clasped hands there on the left hip. And then drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So I'm mirroring you today to help you follow along. But drop left ear, left shoulder, same side that your clasped hands are on. And then maybe you're finding a bit of interesting sensation along the front of the left shoulder, the chest even, and the side of the neck. And if you're not finding any sensation just yet, then move the head around the direction that the nose is pointing until you find something, and then breathe there. Let the chest and the belly rise and fall with the breath. Good. Let the chin come through neutral, bring the hands through center, and then over to your right hip, and then right ear to right shoulder. Again, seeking a bit of sustainable sensation here in the shoulder, the chest, and the neck. Good. Release the hands completely. Find your head back through neutral and then scoot back again into your chair. And we'll warm up the legs a bit and then we'll get up a bit. All right. So there's a fly in here. It's real life. All right. Lift your right leg forward and I want you to fully extend the knee. So we're pressing the kneecap down, flex the toes back towards the shin, and then lower the foot back down. You're going to do that 9 more times. So we'll lift up 9, 8, 7. Keep going like this. Coordinate this with your breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, 1. Hold it here. Keep the legs straight and strong. Point and flex the toes. Point forward, flex back. Point forward and flex back. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, pointed, stay holding just a little bit. We're building up strength and all these little muscles that support the knee, the ankle, and the shin. 1 more breath in. Release it down as you exhale. Good. All right, we'll do 10 leg extensions with the left leg. We'll start with a hold. So lift the leg forward, ground the hamstring into your chair, press the kneecap down, start with the toes flexed, hold it here, but don't hold your breath. And then we'll do 9 more reps of a leg extension. So lower and lift up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and then point and flex. Point and flex. So I want the toes to still be moving in the same plane. So there's no side to side movement, just forward and back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause with it pointed. Keep holding. Engage the quad. So we're working the leg muscles. Keep breathing. Keep holding. Squeeze muscle to bone. Inhale. Exhale. Release it down. Good. Bring your hands to your knees. We'll move through some cat and cow. Draw the chest forward. Lift the chin. Inhale. Dome the spine. Breathe out. Exhale. Inhale, draw forward, chest reaches forward, belly drops, throat lifts. Exhale, bring the shoulder blades together. 3 more times, inhale, 2, exhale. Good, all right, return to neutral. Okay, so we're going to get moving in the body, and that means we're going to stand. You can set your blocks to the side. You might want them eventually, but maybe not. So what I want you to do, I'll give you some time to do it, is arrange yourself so that if I have my hands on the back of the chair and I make kind of an L shape, I can lift my leg behind me. And, I've got a wall here. I might tap it a bit, but I'd like us to be able to make sort of a 90-degree shape and lift a leg behind us. So take your time to set that up. And you'll have the back of the chair facing towards you. And then we're going to meet in this 90-degree shape. So this is our downward facing dog. So your feet might be shoulder width distance. So I'd say they're going to be a little bit wider than underneath your hips. And if to find that 90-degree bend, and by 90, I'm talking about this relationship of your thigh to your lower back. If you need to soften your knees to find that, no big deal. Here's our downward facing dog. The other thing I want you to notice is that I'm not just dropping the belly down. That's fine and safe, but I want us to have a little bit more attention and awareness. So squeeze the belly in so that we're finding just the natural curve of the spine rather than an exaggerated one. Hands are gripping the back of your chair. And then we'll find the ears kind of in line with the biceps. Good. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Stay in your down dog. Just walk your feet so they're right next to each other. And you might need to soften your knees a bit more to do that. Lift your right leg straight behind you. If you have more room, you might lift it a little bit higher. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, squeeze the thigh towards your belly. Good. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lengthen the leg behind you. Exhale and squeeze it in. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze in. Pause. Step the foot to your chair. So we're in a lunge. I've got my foot kind of between the back legs of the chair, and depending on our proportions, they might look a little bit different. And I got my back heel lifted. I'm in a high lunge here. Keep your left hand on your chair and then come to an open arm twist. Right arm reaches back. Gaze can come over the right thumb or stay in line with the sternum, but keep the left leg alive. So if you check out my left foot, you can see the heel stays stacked over the ball mound of the foot. Stay here with your breath. And you can keep the hand on the chair, or if you're feeling stable, you might float the left arm forward or bring it to your heart. High lunge twist. Good. All right, come out of the twist, bring both hands back to your chair. And then we're going to step into a curtsy supported by the chair. So right foot stays where it is. Left foot steps behind the right. So we're in just this sort of curtsy lunge here. And then we're going to turn this into tree pose. So draw the left knee up and then bring the sole of the foot somewhere inside the leg. So we're looking like this, but I like facing the chair for a little bit more stability. And if you're still feeling wobbly with hands on the chair, you can always kickstand the left toes down to the ground. Good. Maybe you float one hand, maybe both. They can come to your heart, your hips, or grow them up overhead. And then I want you to feel the sensation in your feet, both the foot that's on the ground and the foot that's pressing against your inner leg. If you really want to challenge your perception, you might close the eyes. And that might mean that you'll want to bring your hands back to the back of the chair for a little bit more support. But I want you to try it. Try closing down the eyes and finding all of your attention on those incredible little micro movements that your leg and foot are doing to keep you supported. Good. All right. We're going to slowly return to our high lunge. So we'll turn the knee forward and then step it back. And then return to our version of downward facing dog. Right foot steps back. Make this 90-degree shape with the body. Great big breath in. Open mouth exhale. Good. Bring your feet close to one another. Lift your left leg behind you now. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze the thigh towards your belly. 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale, squeeze in. And then step the foot to the chair. Foot comes more or less between the back legs of the chair. High lunge. Light up the right leg. Keep the right hand on the chair and then turn this into a twist. Left arm reaches back. Again, gaze can stay in line with the sternum, or you can turn it over the back thumb. Light up the right leg again. Commit to squeezing the muscle to the bone, just like we did, when in our leg extensions. Right hand can stay on the chair, or maybe you float it. You can always just kind of really lightly rest it if you want to experiment with a little less support. Good. All right, we're going to come into a curtsy. So out of the twist, right foot curtsies behind the left. It's just a little transition shape before our Vrikshasana tree pose, sole of the right foot somewhere inside the left leg. Or you can kickstand the toes on the ground. But we're looking for an open external rotation of the knee. And you can again keep both hands on the chair, one hand to hips or heart, or maybe float overhead. So we'll do a little experimentation with the hand placement. And then once again, I want us to try to close down the eyes, and that might mean bringing one or both hands back to your chair. And then without judging or micromanaging the work that your body is doing just to hold you upright, notice the work that it's doing. Good. One more inhale and an exhale. Good. Back to our lunge. Slowly reach the toes back and then step the left foot back. Downward facing dog. Good. Walk the feet forward about 1 footprint, and then it's cat and cow standing. So hands stay on the chair, drop the belly, lift the throat, soften the knees. And as you exhale, wrap the tailbone down and the chin down. Do that a couple more times. Feel the entire spine move. Tailbone moves back. Top of skull moves back. Everything curls in. Once more. Exhale. Good. Walk the feet back to your downward facing dog. We're going to do this flow again, and then we're going to add on. All right, right leg lifts behind you. Breathe in. Squeeze the thigh to your belly as you breathe out. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the leg. Exhale, squeeze it in. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, squeeze in. High lunge. Step the foot between the chair. And then turn this into a twist, right arm back. Back to your curtsy. Hand comes back to the chair. Tap the toes behind. And then return to tree pose. And then I want you to really feel the relationship of the hips. So our right hip is pointing forward, femur is in line, it's a neutral. The left hip, the femur is externally rotated. Okay, that's going to become important for our next shape. So we're going to move into that slowly, and this is where you might want to block. So I want you to stay in your tree pose, but hinge forward. Your belly might even find the back of your chair. I realize this looks like giving yourself the Heimlich. So hand can come down to the chair. If that seems far, you're going to take a block or 2 or 3 or whatever to the seat of your chair. So we're here in sort of a tipped over tree pose. Right hand is to the seat of your chair. Left hand is still on the back of your chair. Okay, so remember this external rotation of the knee. We're going to maintain that as we open and lift the left leg behind us for half moon pose. So it starts bent. Stack the left hip on top of the right and then lengthen the right leg behind you. And I've got my left hand here in front of the belly helping to support me. And the chair, depending on your height, for me, it's nicely supporting the side body. All right, left hand can stay on the chair, or you might bring it to your hip. And what's cool about having the left hand on the hip is that that gives you a little bit more of a proprioceptive cue of where your left hip is in relation to your right. And what we're looking for is more or less left hip stacked on top of the right. Good. Light up the left leg, press the sole of the foot out, squeeze muscle to bone. Maybe the left arm floats. Yeah, good. Keep breathing. All right, slow and steady. Left hand finds the back of your chair again. Slow and steady. Square the left hip down to the ground. Right hand finds the chair. We're in warrior 3 now. So we went from an open hip to a closed hip. Left hip point points down. I've got the back of the chair supporting the belly, and that gives me a little bit of support so I can play with the arms. Arms can come wide like a fighter jet, airplane wings. You can bring hands to heart. You can reach the arms forward. This right knee, this grounded knee can be soft. Stay, breath in. As you breathe out, high lunge, right toes down, hands at the back of the chair. Good. Good. Beautiful work. Inhale. And exhale. Downward facing dog, right foot steps back. All right, we'll take this to the other side, then we'll bring it down a notch. Lift your left leg high as you inhale. Squeeze to the belly as you exhale. 2 more. Squeeze in, high lunge. Step the foot between the back legs of the chair and then open into your twist. Return to your lunge, hands to chair, through a curtsy to a tree pose. Sole of the foot finds the inner thigh. And again, feel the external rotation of that right femur. So just meaning that the right thigh bone is pointing out to the right, in that same hip orientation of a neutral left hip and an externally rotated right hip is what we'll find as we slowly transition to half moon pose. So we're going to do this step by step. Right hand stays on the back of the chair. Left hand is going to come down to the seat of the chair, maybe with a block. And then we're going to start to lift the right leg behind us and stack the right hip on top of the left, eventually lengthening the right leg behind us. Right hand is at the back of the chair in front of the belly. Right leg is super alive, like you're stamping into an imaginary wall. Right hand might find a hip, so you can feel right hip stack on top of left. Keep breathing. Keep engaging the muscles on the outer hip. We'll make a slow transition to Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Right hand finds the back of the chair. Start to close the hip as the left hand finds the back of the chair. Now right toes point down. Right hip points down. Good. And then we can experiment with the arms at the heart, along the sides, reaching forward. Good. Hands to the back of the chair, high lunge, soften the left knee, right toes, reach back. Good. Downward facing dog, left foot steps back. Breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Walk the feet in about 1 footprint. Cat and cow a few times. Extension and flexion of the spine. 2 more. Good. All right, we're going to transition back into our chairs. So if you need to make some adjustments, do that now to return to your seat. Good. And if you need to bring your blocks down underneath your feet, find that as well. All right. It's hard work today. We're going to do one more round of leg extensions, a little stretch, and then a little pranayama. Okay, so soles of the feet grounded and that alive alert seat that we started at the beginning. Let's lift the right leg forward again, keeping the toes flexed back. Turn the toes out to the right. And it's just about, any amount that you can do without forcing it. And then we're going to keep this external rotation, and this is just a rotation at the bottom of the knee, essentially. So the hip is still grounded. It's just a rotating around the knee. We're going to keep that rotation as we bend and then extend the knee. So keep going like that. We're working with slightly different muscles and connective tissue in the knee. Our knees are designed to twist a certain amount. And so it's important that we condition and strengthen through all of the ranges of motion of our knee joint and really all of the joints. 2 more. Good. And if it's creaking and cracking, that's okay. Replace the right foot on the ground. We'll do the same thing with the left. So I really want you to think about, keep the thighs exactly where they are. You can really grip them with the hands. Lengthen the leg. Keep the thigh oriented as it is. Rotate the left, see, it's hard. Rotate the left toes out to the left. Yeah, so it's actually really hard to isolate rotation, lower leg from upper leg, but it's a thing we can do. Then we're going to do 10 leg extensions, keeping that external rotation. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Good. Let's find a figure 4 stretch. So let's start with right ankle above the left. And then you can decide in your body if staying upright like this feels good. You can do that. Otherwise, you might hinge a little forward. And then you can close down the eyes or soften the gaze down to the earth in front of you. Good. Uncross the legs. Take this to the other side. Stay upright or hinge forward. Soften the gaze, relax your jaw. Walk the hands in, uncross the legs. All right, we're going to close our practice with Kundalini Kriya, a type of meditation, combining a mudra or hand gesture with a breath. And this Kriya is Kundalini Kriya always has these really long descriptive names, and I don't remember this one exactly, but it's something like the Kriya for anxiety relief. Work with me there. I'll look up the exact name. And what's neat about this Kriya is that it challenges some of that sort of lizard brain reaction, that sort of fight or flight reaction. And it challenges us to greet that with a bit of calmness. And that's because this breath practice involves a hold of the breath at fullness and a hold at empty. And we're trying to do that for an extended period of time. And so, just like all parts of our yoga practice and our mindfulness practice, it is training us to be comfortable with discomfort, to be able to trust that discomfort isn't permanent, as my shirt says, all of this is temporary, and that we have the power to withstand. So, this is what this will be. It's very simple. We're going to do it for 3 to 5 minutes. And it's going to be self guided once I explain what it looks like. So it'll be a tall seat supported underneath the feet as you need. If to sit still for 3 to 5 minutes, you need a little bit more support, you can feel free to sit back into the chair as long as you feel like you can still breathe really full here. You could also take a cushion behind your back. Okay. It'll be left hand in front of the chest. Fingers are touching. Left thumb is up. And then the right hand comes on top. So you've got the right palm touching the back of the left hand. And then you bring the pads of the thumbs to touch. And we're active in the upper body. So the forearms are parallel with the ground. Good. Relax your shoulders as best as you can. This is what this breath looks like. It's an inhale and then a hold. And you're going to count how long that hold is. And then exhale out the nose. Stay empty and try to keep the breath empty for as long as you held it at fullness. So it'll just be an inhale. And if you hold it for, let's say, 6 counts, you'll exhale. Stay empty for 6 counts. And what you might do is start off with a really reasonable number like 4 or 3 count, and then do that a few times, and then add on to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 counts. Okay? All right, we'll begin. So again, left hand in front of the heart, right hand on top of the left, pads of the thumbs touch, just a little bit of activity through the upper body. Take support that you need for the spine. Close down the eyes or soften them on the earth in front of you and begin. Inhale. Hold the breath to your count. And as you do, exhale. Match the emptiness for your hold at the top. Continue like that. Don't feel pressured to have a really long hold. There's no winning in meditation. If you're trying to prove to yourself that you are just the best at holding your breath, I invite you to release your grip on that perfectionism just a bit. Stay with yourself. You're about halfway there. About 2 more rounds of breath. And when you complete your last round, keep the eyes closed and release the hands into your lap. With the hands in the lap, notice maybe what has shifted without being critical. What did you notice potentially happening in the mind during that meditation? Did you notice a narrative about not being able to do it or about wanting to do it better? It's not bad if that happened. It's simply information. Press your palms in front of your heart. Keep the eyes closed. I thank you for prioritizing taking care of yourself as for this bit of practice today. Know that this feeling of calm and ease is always available to you. You can always take a pause, even if it's 10 seconds of mindful noticing. Check in. What do I feel? What do I hear? What do I smell? It's always available to you. I invite you to bow the wisdom of the mind to the wisdom of the heart, the body, and the breath. Namaste. All right, you all. Thank you so much again for making time for your practice today. I'll be continuing on with these Friday classes. Just stay tuned because this, here in Texas, stuff is starting to open up again, for better or worse. And if I start teaching IRL, then my schedule for this might change. So I'll keep you posted on my Instagram, or if you're on the calendar invite, I'll do it that way as well. So yeah, that's my update. I really planned on uploading a couple more flow videos last week, and that didn't happen. So hopefully that will happen this weekend, to like maybe 20-minute flows and a yin class for you to take with you. And please let me know if you have any requests or anything I can help you with, and I will try my best. All right. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.